no provision is there for fuel subsidy. So fuel subsidy is gone.
The removal of fuel subsidy and the floating of the naira, two major policy decisions of the Bola Tinubu administration, had sparked intense debates due to their immediate harsh economic impacts. However, the Minister of Finance Wale Edun defended these measures, stating that Nigeria is now reaching a turning point.
When we look at the evidence, we can see that the economy is showing signs of recovery. Output is growing. The exchange rate is stabilizing and is reflected in a rise of the reserves, about $4 billion, I believe, since the beginning of the year.
While the MBS report indicates a decline in inflation to 33.40% in July, questions remain about whether this is reflective of a stabilized exchange rate or broader macroeconomic improvements.
We believe it has peaked, that inflation is coming down and will continue to. Even the central bank's figures give us an end-of-year inflation rate that's in the 20s.
It's not necessarily because of any government policy. Normally, when it's harvest season, of course, food items from the farms would go to the market and eventually to the consumer's household. So prices normally come down. So it's not necessarily because of any government policy. I know, politicians always like to take credit for good things happening and as much as possible.
As the Finance Minister calls for continued support to further accelerate the benefits of these policies, it's still a bit unclear of what Nigeria's future trajectory is.
We do expect the result to be a stable macroeconomic environment with lowered inflation, stable exchange rate, lowered interest rates that allow investment to continue apace.
The economy was technically on its knees when President Tinubu came on board. But the reason why Nigerians are not really happy with the president is because instead of making things better, he actually made matters worse. How did he do that? By removing subsidy and by floating the naira. We need policies that can actually move the needle. For example, price of fuel has climbed. So if there is a way you can bring down the price of refined fuel, and I think one way of doing that is by boosting investment in domestic refining.
As the Nigerian government continues to navigate the complexities of economic reforms, Nigerians at this time would need some sort of assurance that the dark days are over and the broader positive benefits of the policies will be felt by all. In Lagos for News Central, I am Lekan Onabanjo.